Honey doesn't win, it works. There is a profound difference between trying to win and allowing something to work. Winning implies a battlefield, opponents and loss on one side. Working implies harmony, transformation, and the quiet undoing of conflict altogether. When hard statements are made, no matter how true, the ego hears them as attack. The door slams shut, and the conversation is over before it begins. Attack and defense circle endlessly, each side pulling on the same rope, locked in a war where even the victor feels defeated. But honey is different. Honey doesn't break down doors, it opens windows. Honey doesn't fight the battlefield, it turns it into a meadow. Honey doesn't splinter the spear, it softens it until what was sharp becomes crystalline light. This is why honey always works. Not because it overpowers, but because it transforms. Not because it wins, but because it renders the whole notion of winning unnecessary. Questions wrapped in honey. Honey questions are invitations, not demands. They sound like, what if peace was never lost, only overlooked? Could it be that love has been waiting here all along? What would it feel like to finally rest when nothing is asked of you? These questions don't force the mind, they draw it. They melt resistance. They coax the door open from the inside. The gentle work of a metaphor and humor. A metaphor allows the imagination to discover truth for itself. Humor lets the heart stop taking its seriousness so seriously. Both are forms of honey. Both work without fighting. If the stream flows endlessly, are we drinking water or circling the same pond? If you really could pin up emotions, would you need a hammer and nails? If stress truly caused disease, wouldn't everyone with a calendar already be hospitalized? These aren't weapons. They're sweetness. They're gentle ripples on still water. The end of tug of war. If the rope lies slack, there is no tug. If there is no resistance, there is no war. What was once a contest becomes a memory, dissolving like flags into sunlight. Honey works because it leaves no enemy to defeat. It replaces force with invitation, and in doing so it makes conflict meaningless. The only victory that matters. So let go of winning. Winning still implies someone must lose. Honey has no such need. Honey works not because it conquers, but because it quietly undoes the very idea of conquest. A battlefield becomes a meadow. A door becomes a window. A spear becomes a crystal. And a single drop of sweetness ripples farther than a lifetime of shouting ever could. Picture, if you will, a battlefield dissolving into a meadow. A rope once pulled in anger, lying slack in the dust. A door once slammed shut, opening wide into sunlight. And a single drop of honey, rippling outward farther than 1,000 shouts could reach. In a world obsessed with winning, a gentler power shows another way. Not force, not conquest, not resistance, but the quiet work of sweetness. Honey does not defeat. It transforms. It does not conquer. It renders conquest meaningless. And in that transformation, something deeper is revealed. That the only victory worth having is the one that never needed to fight at all. This lesson brought to you in the gentle glow of honey's light, direct from the Twilight Zone.